Hello everybody. Hi Lane, hi Judy, hi Beth, hi Jessica. Yeah, I'm sorry for yesterday, but it just hit me. You know, there was this cold front coming in, and it was supposed to actually get here in the evening pretty much, but and move in the state around 4 o'clock. But apparently decided that no, he wanted to come earlier. Hi, Laura Lynn. And the thing was that I had there was a drop from 30 point, I don't know, 10 millibars on the barometer to directly to 29.6, and then it kept going. It went down to 29.30 or something like that. And the problem is that whenever there are this kind of when the barometer drops, remember that I told you that for my breast reconstruction surgery, they took the latissimus dorsi muscles from my back and they lifted them, so they were cut around the waist, then lifted and then tunneled under the arm and brought in the front. So what does that mean? That means that the 2/3 of my back is scar tissue. And when the barometer drops like that, what happens is that it starts, you know, going like this, and it feels like somebody with pliers just takes and does this to my back. So I could barely breathe because it also has quite a bit of influence on my breathing. Okay, so that's why I had to change it for today. Now, let's go through the giveaway contest. I'm sorry, but there was no winner, and I think I need to re-explain it. I'll restarted it today. But let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So I had posted it on Facebook like I said I would. I had to go and edit it a little bit. So remember that I told you before that your best bet was to look for some vector art. And there was post an image if you don't have, because on some devices you cannot post images as a reply to a page. So I said, if you cannot post images, just post the link to the image, and then the winner will be the one who has the most likes. Also, I said don't post other people's canes and work, not Etsy, Google searches, multiple entries, more than one pattern. Because, and what happened? Let me show you what happened. People first started saying, just saying something. So that didn't work. Then stuff from not canes and stuff from Etsy. Also, be very careful. Look at the likes. There is no like. Okay, so the idea was that you get other people to come and like your entry. These are not really canes. I mean, definitely stuff that cannot be done in an hour. You have to think that I have to be able to do this within an hour. A lot of other people's stuff, and then it got to the point that what exactly am I supposed to get from this? I mean, and unfortunately, nobody has any likes. So there is a lot of posts, and I was happy that you participated, but there were no likes whatsoever. And honestly, except for one, that I said I'm going to do it later in a pre-made, because I think that this looks really nice, but I'll have to translate it into a more vectory stuff so it wouldn't look so. But this is definitely not something that I can do in 1 hour. Okay, this I have to keep for later. So let's start it again. And I also, the other thing that I did, I posted on the Facebook page, because sometimes it may be a little bit hard to find stuff on YouTube. I posted things that I did before. So if you weren't aware that I did it, you can go through it and see that no, there's no reason to ask for it again, because it was already done. So yeah, and I also gave the link for how to contact Kathy, and any kind of questions you might have about this, please don't ask me. I'm not running the program. She's the one running it. So if you need any kind of information about how big the canes should be, what kind of canes, I know that they don't have to be necessarily just Halloween, because she's doing this throughout the year. Yeah, absolutely. If you think that you have a cane that you are not very happy with, and you think that it should be, let me see, did I take this off? I didn't take this off. And you see that you think that I could improve it, please go ahead and post it. Another thing for Kathy, even if you don't have canes, you have to think that there's another stuff that she needs to make all these little bracelets for the kids who are in hospitals fighting cancer, and that is jewelry findings for bracelets. So I don't know what she has, I don't know what she needs, but she might need it. She might need, if you have any kind of spare beads to put in between because the way that she does them, she practically does, let me try and find it. She practically does bracelets out of cane slices, and that was the whole idea of making canes during the lives until Halloween, because I wanted to get about a couple weeks before Halloween so we can do a bracelet in that style, so it would be easy to do. And even if you don't do something like that for Halloween, you have something, some kind of programs you can start in your area, you can do these kind of very easy to make things. And if you have any kind of other beads, you see, because let me show you, this is how she makes them. This is on Kathy's, so hold on, you can see how many she makes. I mean, I know that she got she's talking to the hospitals, and she's got approval from the hospitals to make all this, so that's a huge effort she's making right there. So, and let me give you another little example of how to search. Okay, let's go back to the display and I'll show you how to search. Why I said vector. So you just go to Google and you go to images. It might look different on your phone or on your, and then you go, remember I told you, try to look for vector art, because that has the best lines. So I'm going to go on Halloween vector art and see how you get all these kind of things. And you have to think a little bit. Obviously something like this cannot be done in 1 hour. You can choose, I wouldn't do any of these. I don't know, maybe something in the candy corn style, but they're a little bit too childlike if you want. But out of all of these, That would be easy. The problem is that you'll have to find one that, or define, I want the third one on the first row or something like that. But search something that would be able to be done in 1 hour. That is the whole idea. So search vector art. That would be the best thing to do. Another thing that I already got, and they are in the miscellaneous, and I wanted to show you because I'm planning on making I'm working on a little tutorial that will be pre-uploaded. Remember how I did last year those pretty bloody skull earrings? I found these really pretty nail sticker art, and they do have some Halloween, but I want to make other stuff with them. So if you want to be prepared already for them, they have Halloween things, but they have other things, and I have something in plan. I mean, there are gonna be several pieces with this, so be prepared. It's on my influencer store. I forgot to log in on Amazon. I changed my password and I forgot to log in. Give me just a second to get to my store so I can show you where you can find them. And you can get other ones, you know, you don't necessarily have to do these specific ones. Okay, so if you go in my influencer store, and there would be where's my miscellanea, as I'm always checking for this, and you know how I keep renewing the store. So you can get any of these. As you can see, I have here 4 different ones. Okay, so this one, I guess it's gone. That's why I have to go through my store all the time, because they disappear. And how I know that they disappear, see how this one doesn't have a price here, the other ones have a price here, and I think that the one I got is this one, the $7 one. But yeah, there's all kinds of things that I found here, I put here that are really good to have around if you get an idea, including the fairy lights that I still didn't get around to do something with. I have a ton of them. Anyway, getting back to the number one, let's get back to that pumpkin that I said I was going to show you how to cut and all that. So number one, you want something to cut it. Let me get a round one, because I think my hand should be steadier on that round one. So generally speaking, you kind of have to think like in 3. So I'm gonna have, this will be the eye line, and this will be the mouth line. So I'm going to go with the mouth line, and your best thing is be very careful, because what happens, let me move the camera, you'll be, this is where you have to be careful, because you'll be tempted to press more here, and if you press more here, what's going to happen is that your cutter is going to go a little bit like this, instead of going straight down, it's going to go a little bit like this. Hi, Chris. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and keep it steady. If it's hard to do that, you can try an acrylic It's going to be a little bit harder once you get lower, because obviously you can use a biscuit cutter if you want. It all depends on how tall your cane is and how strong your hands are. You can see mine are not that terrific, but I can still do stuff with them. Didn't go very well here. Remember, sometimes I might be able to show you how to do things but not be able to do them properly. And that is it anyway. So then I get the, and it's your choice if you want to go lower or higher, and just grab the ripple blade, give it a good cut down. Grab a black, don't let it drop like crazy like I just did. And I think I just did. Give me just a second. I had to turn on the heat in the house this morning, but I didn't realize that maybe I shouldn't, because I'm gonna work here. So it's about the same, just a simple cylinder. You can do it more. And I'm going to first cut this. So again, I'm looking how I got these. Cut straight. And again, a little bit of issue cutting this here. For the ones of you who have a PolyClay cutter, shouldn't be that hard to do. That's pretty much it. Hi Cindy. Yeah, and another thing that I'm kind of running out of time on is my garden, because I need to do some stuff in the garden and I didn't get around to do it. Okay, then the next thing is the eyes. So it depends how you want to do the eyes. I usually like to make them a little bit frowning, so you can get a triangle, or you can get a, let me try and find something that's a little bit thicker. Actually, I think I can use just the blade. So you go first, one cut straight down, one cut straight down. Remove this, and then cut another triangle. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. Those eyes will still look the same. And another triangle on this side. I need my eyes. I didn't go all the way through. Okay, and now I'm going to get this again, and see how I already have triangles at the edges, which I didn't cut very good, but I can cut more triangles. Your best bet though, let me show you a better way of doing this. So do the bead Remember, do the bead until you don't have any kind of folding lines, because folding lines means that you have air trapped in if they don't go away. So flatten, squarify it, flatten some more, and then the way you cut it. First one cut down, then one cut from the side at about a 45-degree angle, and then another cut straight down. And there I have my triangles for the eyes. And all I have to do is to take off the extra and maybe even use the proper side of the blade. And then place this back in. And there we go. We have the evil pumpkin. And you don't have to use, you can use a more orangish thing. You don't have to make it this reddish. I personally just think that it looks more evilish if you do it this way. So there we go. Let me cut it to see the slice. Of course, it's kind of soft right now, but you got an evil pumpkin. There you go. If you want your eyes to stand up more, you can just put a very fine line of yellow around them. But no matter what, it's going to still be just fine. Now, let's do another easy cane. And for the other, and by the way, if you want to use all these, I'll show you something really, really awesome. So I'm gonna get this. Because generally, if you start doing a lot of canes for Halloween and stuff, it's going to be right. I'm not going to go too twisty. Just one twist and get it together. I have another one here. I'm just going to add it. And get another one together here. Because you don't want it to go twisty like this. You want more liney. Okay, and then I'm going to get it through the pasta machine in length, not in the width, because I don't want my lines to get too thick. I worked with some of that so-called iridescent, and it's left a lot of that semi-glitter on my table. Okay, because I don't want to go through too much stuff, I'm going to get my base just from this. Let me get it through the machine a little bit. Alrighty. So these colors make the most beautiful Bargello ever. Get this out. So me make this a little bit brighter. Okay, so very easy to make. Beautiful colors, beautiful fall colors. Okay, I need to get this one a little bit more to the side. And then go back. I think I need to clean the fans on my Finnegan likes to lay down on the side of the big desktop. That kind of fills the vent with his hairs. So I need to clean the fans on that side all the time. So all kinds of ideas on how to use the leftovers that you get from this kind of canes. I'm not gonna go much more, but I want to show you how to create a perfect pattern. See how beautiful the colors look like? Okay, and I'm going to just cut at the edge here, at the edge here, the edge of where my things are here, and at the edge where my things are here. And then what I'm going to do, this goes on the second base. Okay, I'm going to cut where my base is here. Right? Actually, I didn't do good. I messed up. Never mind. I wanted to show you something, but I didn't. You're supposed to come on top of these. Oh well. I'm gonna just use this part. You can still make something pretty. I'll show you with the next cane. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this in. First of all, make sure it's all pressed in. And I'm gonna cut it in 4. I'm not even measuring. I hope I'm doing a good job. Okay, so. Oh, come on. I know I cut it properly. Doesn't want to stay there. You know that base that's close to me, just lots of planes. Of course, your best bet is to cut it properly, right? And just place it at the 45 degrees angle. At a 90 degrees angle, sorry. To create a beautiful faux mosaic style thing. And you'll make a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pattern here. So this is just fast done, right? And you can create whatever you want. So not this because it's too large. This is too large. Oh well. This is going to be a weirdly shaped little thing. Of course you can make, you're gonna make it bigger than what I'm doing here. But if you remember one of my first videos on this channel, let me get it close. I did something similar to this. And once you're done with it and it's baked, just you can varnish it, or you can just do a slight sanding and then directly buffing. It's easier to just simply varnish it, but this is one way of using your leftovers. Hi Sonia. Hi MVK. Okay, let me clean this a little bit. And by the way, I know that she hasn't been uploading in a while. I don't know if she ever came back, because I'll be honest with you, I didn't check her channel in a while. But if you want easy canes for Halloween, hi Anna, check PolyClay's channel. Second thing that you can do, again, I got all the leftover slices thingies. And make sure it's nicely put together so it doesn't, of course you can use it as is if you want, because it will make beautiful beads. But if you want to get to go up a notch, I'm going to get some beads. So the same cutter clay on all clay on the same thickness to make sure all my beads are the same size. I'm going to use a cutter. So I have 3 beads here. I just finished it. You'll have to watch from the beginning. These are the leftovers from it. So I have 3 beads, right? Let me grab my eyes again. And I'm going to cut this into slices. I didn't do a terrific thing with putting it, not allowing air in the middle, but that's what happens when you're in a hurry. I don't want to use the first slices because they're not that good as colors and combinations. And then I simply put one on one side and one on the other side. super pretty marbled beads. So one slice on one side, another side on the other end, bring them over, make some ravioli style stuff, dumpling style stuff. Super pretty beads. And then the other thing that you can do with them, of course, is to change the shape if you don't want them round. So pinch them together, then come on the sides and bring them back to a more normal shape. Roll, roll, roll. So I'm going to show you on these 3 beads. Pick up a bead. I generally make them directly on the bead, and by the way, you can get a lot of these. These are not the original from the Scalpy bead rack. It's just stuff that you get around Thanksgiving and the holidays. It's for turkey stuff. When you get the thread and these to get the turkeys. So poke your hole, and I'm gonna do the number 1. You make it a little bit cylindrical, bring it down, bring it down, and there you have a more cylindrical bead. Number 2, again place it, and if you want to check if you did it properly, just turn it. If it doesn't start wobbling, then you got right the perfect middle. Bring it about 2 millimeters from the tip. It's going to want to go backwards, but go on the other side. And you can leave it like tear shaped, but if you want to do a better job, I'm going to, you can leave it like this. Let me go back in. And don't cut the ends, because if the ends are not perfectly in the middle, don't cut them before you bake. You can cut them after they are baked, and much better. And if you continue doing this, you're going to give them a slight twist. And you can start actually even twist them directly. But as I said, you can do it when, of course, you can cut the edges, the ends, when they are on the wire, but I personally prefer to cut them when they are out of the oven with an X-Acto knife. Just cut here. Yeah, they are perfect. Yes, you can make a perfectly round bead by hand. I don't usually need. The trick is to always use this dip in your hand. Don't go like this. Go always, let me get this a little bit higher. Go always just in this portion of your hand. Don't go farther than that. And you can get, don't press your hands together too much. Just very gently roll, and you can get a pretty good, almost perfectly round bead. But trust me, nobody's gonna come with some measuring thing. And then the third way to make pretty beads, you simply, oh come on, sit there. You simply cubify it. You might have to go several times, and you don't have to make the edges sharp. See, I made a cubic bead, and then you just go in and you have your cubic bead. You can even make it more longer. If you keep doing this, it's going to extend like this. Because the problem is, if you make it more rectangular to start with, you might have issues putting the hole properly in the middle. But even without this, it's nice cubic beads. This one actually should be. But another thing, if you want to cut the edges before baking, what you need to do, so let me make them all nasty again. I don't like this, how it came up. Let's make it a little bit more professional. Okay, so we have it now a little bit more professional looking. But what you're doing, yeah, lentil build would look good too. What you're doing is just, you can use your X-Acto knife or you can use your blade. But as I said, I prefer to do this after they are baked, because it's very easy to cut when especially when the clay is warm. Like when you're making, I forgot how they are called, those very, very thin flat beads that you first make the ones that are, you first make a tube. I know I made some in one of the, so you make a tube, right? You make a tube and you put it on the skewer, nice and good. And I didn't do it too good. Remember what I was saying about getting it perfectly through the middle. But you can make it nice and pretty on the skewer directly. Then you bake it like this, and then after it's baked, you just take your blade and you cut them like this. And they are very pretty beads to make something. Yeah, this color combination is always fabulous. It's one of my most favorite. And if you want to make it, as I said, if you want to make it even prettier, then you can put some between the alizarin crimson and the yellow. Put either a pinch of something pinkish or something fuchsia, or how it's called in Europe, cyclamen. Okay, now I know it's something I never did before. Give me just a second. Okay. I'm gonna make a cutish spider. I got my thing. What saucers? I don't know what saucers you're talking about. I don't know, did I say saucers? I have no idea. I messed up some brown in my black, and I need to put in an order for myself because I'm starting to run out of white and other stuff. Okay. But I think I am finally pretty much out of the... Remember I told you that I said that I was going off of opiates and I was going to try medical marijuana, and I tried it and it didn't work, so now I'm under a special regime to try and rebuild my endocannabinoid system because apparently it was destroyed during chemo. But I don't know how many of you know that even if you take opiates not to get high, just for pain control, once you stop it, you still go through withdrawals. So I was happy to have kratom to help me with the withdrawals, and I finally, because even if kratom takes care of most of the withdrawal thing, yes, spider. For me, the main thing is that the muscles on my thighs burn, and then I have a very irritating kind of restless leg syndrome. So today was actually the first day since I took my last... Oh, heishi beads. Thank you. Yes, heishi beads. Heishis. I just had a big brain fart. So it was the first day, today was the first day when I didn't have any kind of burning at all. Because it may take up to 30 days to completely not feel any kind of symptoms. I'm sorry, I have to go through the clean a bit the machine after the black and the alizarin crimson. As I know, my white might be contaminated, but I don't want it super contaminated. Now my black is very nasty. I did leave it outside for over a week. It's still too soft, so... Okay, thank you. So what I'm going to do first is to make a little sausage. I want it to be fairly... I don't need it to be too big, but I kind of want it evenish. Okay, so this should do the trick. This big. And then I am going to roll white around these sausages. And remember, your best bet when rolling is to do a little bit of a diagonal cut. Same for the other one. Make sure they are both the same size. Okay, let's cut the extra stuff. Yeah, they're not the same length. Okay. Now I'm gonna get some of this black. First of all, I'm going to cut it in strips. And I'm going to get these in wrapped in black as well. I didn't see properly the line. Okay, so now I have two bullseye, complex bullseye, right? I'm going to put them together here. And I'm going to start making some sausages that will be for filling, because first I need to fill this area. And I'm going to add a little bit to this on each side. So I placed one of the sausages in between those two complex bullseyes. See, I put it right here, and I'm going to place one on each side and another one again in the middle. So now I have this funny looking thing here, right? So what I'm going to do is to place in the bottom and one on the top. And I have a mess here. So this is the body of the... Hi Colleen. Hi Natalia. Hi Agnes. So make sure that it's nice and doesn't have any kind of air trapped in. No. Going to cut about a half an inch, and I'm going to need more black, I guess. I'm getting close to the 1 hour, and I'm starting to hurt. But that's just because I couldn't finish the... I'm going to continue tomorrow, if you don't mind. You can get this done, and tomorrow we'll do the legs. I'm gonna start doing the legs nevertheless, just to get, but as I said, I'm starting to, and I don't want to continue today because I got some stuff to do, but we'll continue tomorrow. Doing a kind of marathon, huh? It's just because I couldn't do it yesterday. I'm trying to make up for all that time. And the way that you do the, so this is a cutie spider, all right? It's not a regular mean spider, it's a cutie spider. And the way that you're doing the legs, so you create 8 of these that have to be there on the thickest setting, and they have to be the height of the cane. Marvin the Martian. What's the name of that cute spider that's on that YouTube sensation? I forgot what's its name. Charlie? It's just adorable. The guy used to work for Pixar and then went away from there and started doing some animations. No, it's not Martian. It's Marvin. Is it Marvin? Not Charlie. Hold on. Let me give me just a second. Lucas. It's Lucas, not Marvin. It's Lucas the spider. If you never watched him, and the guy uses his little boys his little boy's voice. See how cute he is? It's adorable. Maybe we'll make one like that too. Okay, So let's get back to this. So what you're doing, you're making a sausage just slightly smaller than the half of the size of this. And cut it in. And then if you don't have the cane benders from Tiny Pandora, you can just use, remember I showed you how I have these like socks knitting needles. Make a dip here, then place the sausage in here and then bring it down a little bit. So turn around and press on the sides to bring it down a little bit, and you'll get a rounded, I don't know, I think I'm gonna get it, the eyes have to be a little bit more on the top. So you need to make 8 of these and then put 2 of them like this on each side. So you're gonna put 2 of them like this and then 2 of them going upwards. And to put them together better, I suggest that you first put them together on each side and then come bring them to the spider, and then you'll have to make another sausage. I told you, your best bet whenever you make this kind of canes and you need to do little fills like here, don't bother with cutting triangles. I mean, of course you can get your extruder and use the die, but your best bet, because they're gonna get squished into triangles no matter what, just make little sausages and use them to fill. And always overfill on the edge, because you overfill and then you can cut it if you want it square. I generally, if you want to make canes to send to Kathy, I would suggest that you make them round, because they are much easier to make in a. But yeah, I'm going to continue this tomorrow, and it's not going to be at 12:30. I'm going to create it for like 10:30, if you don't mind, and I'll finish the spider. It's not gonna be a long one, but I'll have all these made and just put it together and then wrap it, so that you can have an idea of how to put it together easy. But my back is starting to give up on me and I need to move. I need to go move a little bit and then lay down to get the muscles on my back are spasming. All right, so look forward. I'm going, just give me about half an hour to an hour so I can recover from this, and I'm going to restart the giveaway on Facebook. Remember, it's on Facebook. You have to post one entry. Don't post a ton of them. That has to have one image, and you have to think that it has to be something that I can do in an hour. And then whoever gets their entry with the most likes by the time next Sunday's live comes on, not only I'm going to choose that image to do a cane with, but they will get a $50 gift certificate for PolyClay play. And I'm going to do 4 of these giveaways, hopefully until Halloween, and then I'll have more for Christmas. Okay, so I'll see you all tomorrow. Look out for, as I said, it's gonna take me about half an hour to an hour to recover. Thank you, gracias, muchas gracias. So I'll see you all tomorrow around 10:30 Central Time, because I'm on Central Daylight Time. Okay, thank you so much. Have a great week.